This video is sponsored by the Foggy Dew, Dublin's legendary pub, located beside the Central Bank and Temple Bar. Come in for great nights, pints and supporting metal. Shout out to our other sponsor, Helio Gas Detection.
Hey everybody, Richie here from the Metal Cell Podcast. I'm delighted to welcome Pete and Aidan of Nihilanth with us. How are we, lads?
All good, buddy. Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, doing good.
Great. I'm a bit shaky from the weekend. Sorry, lads. After seeing Partland, The Grey, Molar Bear, and what was the other band? Nilum. Jesus, what is up with N bands? Bands, fucking hell. Nilum, yeah. I saw him in Dolan's on Friday night, and it was absolutely incredible. Every band brought their air game, so I missed out on the Cork gig, which was the Saturday night, and by all accounts, that was fantastic too. So you're heading to Cork for the first time in April, I believe, the 3rd of April. What have you heard about the Cork metal crowd, and are you ready for it?
Aidan, do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, we've heard the gigs are always good down there, and from our old band, Death of a Salesman, we played Cork a good few times, and the shows are always great. We used to do All Ages in, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the place, but I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore because that was.
I bet you, yeah.
Yeah, it was that one.
That would be the one.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
a long
like
time ago. Fuck.
showing our age.
We old.
You look remarkably fresh, lads, considering.
Fuck.
Gotta keep my beauty sleep. I'm also buzzing for it too. Like Aidan said, I haven't been down in a while. But friends of ours like Hero and Air played there a bunch of times, and all the shows they always put up on any socials look class. So really looking forward.
And you're playing the Kino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that is
Never been.
fantastic gig. Just you will love it. You will absolutely love the Kino. So we'll push it hard on our side to make sure we get plenty of bodies in on the night.
Perfect,
And you're playing with Following the Signs.
We are indeed, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great, man. Top bunch of lads.
Yeah, can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, so for maybe for the Cork crowd, and who might be watching this tonight and might know too much about the band, how would you describe your music?
Kind of a mixture, I guess, of it's all of our influences. So, bit of deathcore in there, bit of metalcore, bit of death metal through Aidan, a little bit of genty kind of stuff as well. Kind of an amalgamation of all those types of sounds. What we kind of like find that we really like to play, and that kind of a thing. Yeah, so it's. I guess we keep getting coined into deathcore, but we're not solely that. I don't believe that, anyways.
I disagree
That's
with
my
that.
fault. My vocal style, I think, generally tends for people just to call us deathcore.
And the breakdowns,
But
probably.
yeah, definitely. And the pig squeals. Don't forget them.
Yeah, and now I know why I had the date down, Pete. We were just discussing earlier about why I had April the 24th down, and it was 2024, man. That was the last time you were on the podcast.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Oh yeah, it was a long,
that
long
that's
time ago.
mad. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Jesus, when you think of it. So I think Destroyer of Worlds was out, and it was Aidan's debut
Yeah.
singing.
No, so that was Pete Renshaw.
Was it
Our
Pete?
old
Okay,
singer.
so
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was
Aidan
Aidan
did
was transitioning then into that role. Then was
yeah
that it?
Aidan did backing vocals on that record.
Okay.
And yeah, so we've changed a bunch of members since then.
Yeah.
But this era of us is definitely feels more locked in and kind of us as a band, I think.
Yeah. Okay. And like, so
Yeah.
that
I
that's
think
my next question. Like, what were the biggest turning points so far with the band? Obviously, getting Aidan in on lead guitar.
Aidan and getting Lee Park, our guitarist.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's an incredible
Destroyer of
songwriter.
Worlds.
And yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Destroyer of Worlds was pretty much solely written by Pete on guitar.
Yeah,
So, at the time, we
Yeah,
just had
I
sort
remember
of
that.
friends joining us. So this EP is, a good collaboration of, Pete and Lee, and I think that's really helped the sort of sound because, both their influences are on display there.
Hmm. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So you've a new EP coming out, Detritus of Ruin. 5 tracks.
Nailed it.
It's absolutely fucking a lesson in brutality. It's so fucking heavy. There's just no let up. Um,
Yeah.
I welcome it. I
It's
really
music
do.
to our ears.
Oh, Jesus, I don't know what's in the water at the moment, but fucking bands just keep getting heavier and heavier, and I didn't think you could go that extreme, Pete, being truthful, but fucking hell, it works. And I'd say there's a lot of graft went into that, creating that sound as well, you know.
Absolutely. And definitely a lot of lyrical stuff is definitely a lot darker. The Story of Worlds was dark in a sense, but it was kind of optimistic about stuff and this, that, and the other. There's definitely a lot more vile in this
Yeah,
one, and directed towards certain aspects of life and what's going on. But yeah, so
Which has only been solidified by what's currently going on as well.
yeah.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like,
Now I don't have access to the lyrics. I did have access to Rune. All right, I think
Okay,
I'm
I can
correct.
send you.
Yeah.
Um,
So they'll appear on the Bandcamp.
yeah, they will do.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be nice,
yeah.
nice to see. Um, lyrically wise, Aidan, were you contributing much to this EP?
Yeah, well, Ruin was it's written by myself and Pete.
Okay.
Um, you know, I suppose one of us sort of starts off with a
Theme.
song, and then sort of once generally we'd write the music first, and the music side of the song would probably be like
Mm,
90% complete whenever we start working on lyrics, and then things get tweaked after lyrics come in, and then the lyrics will have changes made. So, um, yeah, it's just a collaborative effort.
yeah,
Me and Pete on the vocal side, and then what Pete writes, and then it's sort of like, oh, I'm really feeling this here,
yeah.
and then we just chop and change and see what suits for what everyone agrees on, and then what sort of suits the vibe of the song.
Yeah, and in studio, if I have something written down
Yeah,
and then Ian's like, I would maybe say this, or if he screams something or does a vocal take of something, and it doesn't kind of sit well, we then kind of workshop it in the studio as well, and kind of
Mm,
make it kind of flow better or whatever. I like if I've written something, I'm not precious to it, for the most part.
yeah,
Um, I love the kind of collaborativeness that we have been in.
yeah. I can
Um,
see with both your faces that you're buzzing over this new release. I mean, it's definitely the closest representation of the band so far, Pete.
for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
like but I'm intrigued as well. Again, like we'll just look back at Destroyer of Worlds and this EP, like it mixes the raw aggression and there's like subtle atmosphere layers in it. They're not, like to the obvious listen for the
Mhm.
first or second time, but maybe I've listened to it maybe 6, 7 times now, and I'm picking up on them. But like, it's really really well done. There is melody, but
Yeah.
it's there, but it's not there, if you know what I mean.
I kind of tend to write in the kind of the minor key a lot when I'm doing any of that kind of stuff. So I love the kind of, like you said, the subtle kind of indents of that. Like especially on the song like Fractured.
Yes.
That one started as a clean guitar, and then we were like, oh, we could add synth to this, and then all bits and pieces kind of just made it what it was.
Yeah, and again, though, you didn't compromise with the heaviness for it, you
No,
know.
it's
Yeah.
it's funny. We have a drop tune part on mainly on our amp modelers, and we were just messing around in practice and playing the kind of the heavy riff that comes in towards the end of the song, and we hit it on just for the crack, and we just kind of get one of those. this actually slaps. Let's fucking do this. So and then yeah.
Everyone's face starts to go, ooh.
Ooh.
Gurning in the car, so I was.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite track yourself?
I do. Yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see if you agree with kind of which one I picked. Actually, it's not. I don't think it's an obvious one, but I certainly love it. I just want to talk about The Valley Beneath. You know, that was in 2024. It was in a standalone single.
Yeah.
You did it with Josh also.
Mhm.
That is a strange outlier, that song, insofar as that it didn't make Destroyer of Worlds, and it would fit in this EP, I would say. But come on, tell me about it.
So I had some of those riffs lying around for a while, and then I had a personal tragedy happen, so that's what spurred the lyrics on.
Okay,
The song is dedicated to my late cousin who passed away.
sorry to
So
hear that.
thank you. But yeah, so that was a kind of a cathartic thing for me to kind of get out there, and we needed a song to kind of release as a single and as a debut for Aidan. So and that was like the next one that we were writing at the time. So
Okay,
that was the kind of that was what we had at the time. It's similar to the stuff that we have at the moment, but it's definitely dropping out of the set for a little bit just to kind of give these new songs, even though
oh
it
yeah,
was a single. But we feel a couple of the older songs have a bit more punch to them in certain aspects of the set. Kind of when you're trying to create a set, to kind of keep it going and stuff, Valley kind of feels like it drops a little bit sometimes,
I understand.
in terms of like mood and bits and pieces. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents anyway.
Aidan,
We still carry over Last Hearth and Welcome Doom from the
that's
original EP,
that's
because
Last Heart is class.
Yeah,
live they run into each other, and it feels,
Nice.
those two songs, even though they're old, they feel suitable with the rest
Yeah,
of the new stuff. Where
yeah,
yeah, as Pete said, Valley just sort of feels like it's funny to say it feels like an energy dip whenever all of it's brutal, but it just feels like we've sort of started to drop it a few times, just if time is tight, and sort of like that would be the first one to go.
okay,
Um,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think it's a good bridge from the sort of first EP to this EP, where
100%.
you can sort of see it's starting to change and get a bit darker, and then yeah, this EP just sort of goes off the deep end then.
Fucking right. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into it then. First track here is Ruin. This is the section I picked out, which I really enjoyed. Oh man, fucking hell! What an opener. Definitely sets the
Paddy's
stall out.
Paddy's a beast. His
Yeah.
and Aidan's vocals, I thought
Ah,
when we were in the studio, I was like, this is class. This is
yeah.
so fucking good.
That must have been a buzz, Aidan, working with Paddy. Paddy,
Yeah, it
if it
was.
bleeds, by the way, for
Yeah.
those that are listening or watching, sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Paddy and Lee used to be in a band back in the day with our old band, so there's a good relationship there. And yeah, like as soon as I heard it in the studio, it was just like, oh yeah, this is just.
Yeah.
I think Paddy said he really enjoyed it too. If it bleeds are very hardcore, and I think he got to really get his Brutality on with this one. But
Even
yeah, it just fit it so well.
Even the video as well, the way it just cuts and it comes in just so fucking well. Like we all seen videos of bands, look, they're a dime a dozen in a kind of an atmospheric kind of warehouse
Lofty
and stuff
warehouse.
like yeah. But just the way Paddy comes in there, you're like, it's just
Yeah.
it's really well done.
That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to like have him almost like walk in. It's kind of, we were using the Kill Switch video as sort of inspiration for that.
Okay.
Is it where they bring Hard back for that video?
As the fire or something,
Yeah,
light the
and it's
torch
sort
or
of
something.
like we're talking about like teasing it with sort of shots of him, and then we just sort of cut that out and just had him walk in just straight out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Just thought
fucking
it was just so impactful.
yeah, 100%. The lyrics about this,
Yeah,
Um,
so
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
it's just sort of touching on themes of self-destruction, and sort of when you can't get out of your own way. Uh, and I had wrote that initially, and then Pete he was working on something for the same song, and then combined the two, and then we changed the name of it and sort of moved a few things about. But yeah, it's just sort of exploring self-destruction in that sort of sense, in terms of, saying I am ruin, and yeah.
Did you
yeah.
spot the Lord of the Rings quote in there?
No, I didn't. I could lie to you now and tell you. No, where?
Set a fire in my flesh. I was watching Return of the King, and he says that when Denethor says that when he's about to burn his son, and I was like, that is metal as fuck, and just like locked in my head.
But I mean, I think Witchy, the videos now are becoming a big visual extension of the band. It's great to see, and you really have to think out of the box to create a video that comes in within budget for a band, and also make it interesting. It's great to see. It's really positive to see you doing stuff like this.
Yeah, good. Well, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
kind of the thought process of this release. We didn't have anything for the older songs, even though we all thought they should have had something.
Okay.
But time and money and all
Yeah.
that kind of thing was a factor. So, and then changes in lineup and that kind of thing. So, for this one, we were like, right, we need to kind of put the foot in the gas, get these videos kind of thought up a little bit. A lot of it was kind of off the cuff ideas, and like the first one, like let's just do a performance video. But we need the cool setting, so it's a really cool place down the road for me called Banana Block, which is like a kind of warehousey place that does pop-up food vendors and bits and pieces, kind of
Okay,
event
cool.
space, does like raves and things as well. I went in there I'm a tree surgeon, and they have banana trees inside, and I was cutting the leaves in the area, and I was like, this would be fucking class for a music video in here. So that got the ball rolling, and then yeah, just got in there.
And did you work with Kyle on that one? No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kyle
you did.
and
Yeah.
Jack Woods as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Kyle's done some fucking great videos.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
He's
his
amazing.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to even
Yeah.
just with minimalistic stuff, the lighting and everything, just fucking
Yeah.
nails it.
Yeah,
Really
I mean,
good.
he's great. Like as I said, we didn't really have any shot ideas. We had a few here and there. And he'd be like, okay, so we start doing bits and pieces, and he'd be like, oh, what about this or what about this? So that was cool. To kind of work with him with that kind of thing as well.
Okay, so track 2, The Emergent Truth, my favorite track of the EP.
Oh, yeah,
It's the
Okay,
oldest one.
nice.
it
Okay,
is, yeah.
Yeah.
so this is the section I picked.
Show me the gates of
Fuck yeah, brilliant. I love a track that's so busy, yet it comes across as it's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the rhythm plays such an important part in this track, and it's the little flourishes that go on in the background that come to the fore and just disappear again, almost like offering you something and taking it away.
Yeah.
So well written. I love it. Yeah. How did you work this one out? I gather in some tracks now, I'm going to say, like, I'm guessing that there was a lot of work and planning put into it, and then it could be completely wrong as well.
So, in terms of our writing process, Lee or myself will have a riff here or there. So, and sometimes we bring in an entire song and then we'll workshop that into, we'll change it. It usually never is like, I brought a demo and then that is it. It's,
Yeah.
well then, oh, that riff could fit here, or that riff could fit here, or like we swap. I can't remember which song it was on the EP that we like had a certain way. It could have been Ruin, where it was a section was before, and then I was like, why don't we flip that around and then do it in that kind of linear way? And they're like, oh shit, that works so much better.
Okay.
So yeah, but that one,
Sometimes even a song can be split into then two songs. It becomes a sort of like will we stick
Yeah.
that riff off to the
Two
side or
separate,
that part of
yeah,
the song off to the side, you know, it's so
exactly.
it does organically just sort of flow out that sort of way.
Yeah.
But
We
I mean,
practiced
you
it
work
a-
hard
yeah.
on those rhythm sections there, those stop starts.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Andy, we have to give Andy and Jim in there as well. Like, what a fucking rhythm section there. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're-
pounding that song. It really is from the very
Yeah.
start. It's just constant.
Oh, man.
That's usually our opener for our set as well.
Oh, wow. Jesus, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no messing, straight in.
Straight in, yeah.
Yeah,
Big wall.
class. And like, how does Andy work with you in creating those rhythms? Are you happy for him to lead in some direction, or where does that dynamic come from?
So like he'll take the song, like we'll usually kind of jam it at our space, and then either I'll have a MIDI kind of drum kind of inspirate, like if I write a part, I'll put like drums to it that I think kind of suit, and then I'll give that to him to make his own, and then he'll add all those little flourishes and bits and pieces onto it that make it his. But I usually kind of like it needs to kind of have this kind of a flow or this kind of a vibe, but do what you need to do, but
Yeah.
in that kind of vein. And then but then it can completely change if we want a different vibe for that particular section. But for that
Yeah.
one, yeah, it's pretty much balls to the wall from the get-go. So the stoppy starty thing, I think, is also, it just happens organically at practice.
Wow.
We just kind of play it and then it becomes a break beat and we're just like, oh yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even to
some-
this day, when that breakdown comes in, the dead end, like we all kind of go, yeah, it's
Does that?
yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
That's
There's also a
mad.
lot of voice notes get it fired into our chat.
Yeah.
And it's like, see in this section, why don't we go like ba da ba da ba ba ba? You know, it's always evolving when it comes to those things. And then
Yeah.
even
Do
when
you
we
think-
finish
do
the
you think
song,
a
sometimes
song like this, Aidan, actually suits your vocal range?
yeah, I think all the songs sort of suit. Well, I think all of them have their own sort of individual sort of overall sound, even though they're all sort of encapsulated in the one. But yeah, I think I really like the faster ones, or the ones with more tempo to them. So Emergent Truth and Prey. Prey used to be my favorite on the whole EP, and then after we recorded it, it's completely changed.
Wow.
It's funny how like
Yeah.
in the writing process, I'm like, oh, this is the best song, this is the best song, and then you listen to it and you're like, ah, shit, now I'm wrong. Not wrong, but your opinion changes once you actually hear it back. You're like, that's
Yeah.
not the strongest anymore, in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Track 3, Fracture. This is with Adam Holland. Big shout out to Archives.
Yeah, boy.
This is the section I picked, which is actually self-explanatory.
So you think you can die the tide? This fractured world needs us with no place to hide.
Christ almighty, like, I'm just imagining all these tracks live, and they have to be face melting, like.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
fun
the
to
aim.
play.
Like, Aidan, like, do you not run out of puff halfway through a
He
song?
runs out of pop after the first song.
I have a
5 minutes
bad.
of windmilling, he's done.
Yeah, I get too excited, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
Breathe.
yeah.
Working with Adam, a joy, obviously, top guy. We all fucking love Adam. A second collaboration on an EP, but fuck it, well done.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's a good brother of ours. So I asked him to. I thought that part was kind of in his kind of vein. So I was like, "Should we do it?" And then Aidan was like, "Yeah, let's fucking do it." So we got him on board, and he was more than happy to
So-
jump in.
We originally had the idea for a different song. Was it Prey?
I think it was Prey actually.
Oh
Yeah,
God, I can't remember. Yeah,
yeah.
and then just as we
then-
were,
yeah,
as we were just working through it in the studio, so like, I think we need to change this last minute
Mhm.
because Fractured, I think, really suits Adam's style.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a bit of a pivot there last minute, but I think it worked out really well.
Creatively, what did he bring to the song? Did you give him the lyrics and everything and just tell him to work your magic?
Yeah, I kind
more or
of
less?
had an idea of how I wanted it to kind of go to flow, and I was there in the studio with him. But to kind of emulate what Aidan was doing a little bit, just kind of to kind of make it kind of gel well together. But I was like, do your thing. And then he was like, oh, what if I did this or this? And I was like, yeah, sick. That
Yeah.
sounds great. And then a few takes, I was like, yeah. And then we're like, oh, maybe do this way or do this way. But for the most part, it was just let him let him run.
Yeah. And what about Josh then, seeing Adam coming in? Like did Josh know who was involved?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But what part did you tell him? Like,
From the get-go. Well, we knew pretty early on that Paddy was going to do it, and then we were still didn't know if we were going to have Adam on which track. But then it was pretty close to going into the studio. We're like, right, this is going to happen. He was like, yeah, cool. So
yeah. But I'm just trying to think of it like, because I know Josh is a huge fan anyway. You know what I mean? So does he get a buzz about hearing you're collaborating with, you know?
Well, they work with him too, so they all
Exactly. That's my point. Like, it's just
Yeah.
fuck, get the lads in. Oh,
Yeah,
class.
it was just a nice hang out in the studio, and then just get our work is getting to scream into a mic, getting to play guitar, and that kind of stuff. So it was fun.
Yeah, it's class. Yeah. Okay. Track 4, Fangs, is a class song. Also, this is the section I picked out.
is a sickness. This is closing day. With blinded faith, you bow your head and leave me for dead. Right to the factor, my eyes are open wide. Punishment awaits you. Your redemption is denied. Snakes was swimming at my feet. Veins were ripped against my skin, but I will triumph on this wound.
And rumor has it that's the next single. Yeah.
Next
It is,
video.
yes.
Next video.
It'll come out when we drop the EP on the 20th. Yeah, it'll come out together.
Yeah, I love that vocal range you have in that, and the delivery at Aidan is fucking class. Well done, man.
He didn't want to do it that way.
Thank you.
No,
I didn't.
Yeah, me and Josh pushed him to do it. And it was like,
Yeah.
it fucking sounds great, do it. And he was like, fine.
I'm a stubborn old man.
Yeah. I want to
That's
do everything
interesting.
all the time.
It's interesting because some tracks you'd wonder, like from a punter's side of view, how much can someone like Josh influence? Because I mean, he's worked with so many bands, and he has the street cred and the respect of everybody to actually say, look, this might work more, and you'd have to be open to it really because of how long he's been involved in the scene and creating his own stuff as well. Just your thoughts on that.
I am always open to and welcome kind of different ideas, especially if we're kind of at a stump and he's like, what about trying this way? I'm always happy to kind of have that kind of collaboration. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we can always just be like, nope, let's try something else as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
I think
track
it's-
now pushing Aidan, for example, like
Yeah, it's good to think to have an outsider's perspective, but also like a semi-insider, because he's
Yeah.
obviously working intimately with you, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he's able to say from his point of view, he's like, I think that sounds better. And then that's when I'm able to sit and go, all right, well, yeah, we'll just.
And I was two against one, so we're like,
Yeah. He did act as a mediator at times where me and Pete were butting heads. And Josh sort of just like whatever his vote was, we did it that way because it's just
Yeah.
like, well, yeah.
it's in the middle.
That's
Okay.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, like also, when you're in a studio with Josh, was there at any moment where you kind of looked at each other and went, fucking hell, this is actually sounding bigger than anything that we've done before, for example? Was there one of those moments where you're kind of going, holy shit, lads, this is actually...
I think for me, it was after we finished doing all the vocals and then sit down and listen to it all.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm
to
getting
make
at.
sure there's nothing we've missed. And then you're it's the first time hearing it, not as a finished product, but everything's pieced together. And it's just like, oh shit, like, yeah, came out way better than I expected, or way better than I could have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
feel-
with us on that one, Peter?
I feel we kind of knew these songs were great at the practice room kind of level.
Yes.
But getting to hear them actually recorded and not demoed in my like shitty stuff that I have compared to a proper studio
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's always great to hear your music recorded and played really loud and really nice speakers. So it was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
was cool.
And there's always a risk
Go on,
sometimes
sorry.
that, something doesn't, there's always a risk sometimes that, maybe when you record it, it doesn't quite translate as well. It sounds great in the practice room, sounds great in your head, and then you hear it, you're like, something about
That's a
that.
bit of a fucking
So-
nightmare, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really good that it was just like, fuck yeah, it all slaps.
Yeah, and because we've been playing these songs for a minute, we were really versed in them. So it was kind of like we knew pretty much how they were, like if there was tweaks here and there, maybe like kind of atmospheric things might
Yeah.
change here and there. But like if we do like an A B riff where it's I play something and then it kind of chops between me and then Lee. Like we kind of write it as a whole, and then Lee will come to my house and we'll sit down at the computer and like play the riff and then chop it to what we think it should be, and then Josh will make that sound much better.
Of course.
But yeah, so it was good to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like there was
we'd
nothing
had these
radical.
songs for a year, I think,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
at
nothing
least.
radical going into the studio that could have changed, really.
not really.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if there was, like.
No, we kind of we really knuckled down at practice. We every week we're jamming, so
Yeah,
not just because we just love it as well. So it's part of like our weekly kind of ritual, and it's getting to hang with your buds and play
yeah,
some tunes. So it's so and we play the set at least once and then fuck around. Um, so yeah, we're we're pretty locked in, and I think that comes across live for us as well.
Mhm.
Because we kind of we rock out in bits and pieces, but the song still comes across.
yeah.
And it kind of has to with the kind of the technicality of some of
Oh
our stuff.
fuck yeah, big time, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, the last track, "Don't Pray for Me," incredible video and song. This is the section I picked out, and we'll talk about it then. That section there when Aidan is saying "Don't Pray," it's almost like it's whistling in the background. What's that? What's that noise in the background?
That's a pig squeal.
Yeah, it's a pig squeal.
The pig
That,
squeal
that
layered in the background.
yeah, that section was originally all just pigs, and I felt it didn't really kind of come across as like visceral as the singing and lyrics were. That's why I was like, keep it in there, but keep it in the background a little bit more because he does it. I think you do mostly live, don't you, Aidan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for the untrained ear. That section, I was just going, "What the fuck?" And I played that back, and I was just trying to. It was pig squeals. It doesn't matter. It sounds fucking brilliant. I
Yeah.
swear to God, it's just like, oh my God, that is so good. And it's something that I never heard properly done in relation to the breakdown, just the slowness of it, the lead vocals over it, and it just again in the background, just enough to give you that little bit of, and you're going, fuck, yeah, absolutely class, lads. Really,
That was
really good.
another part where we were playing that in our normal tuning and then hit the button for the lower tuning and we're like, yes, yes.
Yeah. Slow it down, drop it down. Let's go.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Yeah.
Man. Okay, so for those that are watching and listening tonight, Aidan survived the video.
I did.
I don't know how you escaped.
Nearly got him. Nearly got him.
Did the boys fall asleep or something? They must have been exhausted swinging those axes, and the torque probably just fucking died out. Or
Aidan
something.
was an absolute trooper. When we did the van scene and stuff, he wasn't dirty enough whenever he got onto the chair. So we wet the floor to kind of give it a kind of bit more kind of feel to the kind of shot and stuff. And I was like, Aidan, it was shot in my work shed for my trade, and so there's like wood and stuff everywhere, and the ground's a little bit mucky and dusty anyway. So I was like,
Mm.
get on the ground and roll around, and he absolutely did. He came
Yeah.
back up drenched and covered in mud and kind of looked a bit disheveled. So I was like, perfect, you look amazing.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Face first, starfish.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I
Um,
remember you telling me about it, Pete. I think you actually showed me a clip of it on your phone. Was it up in
yeah, I
Belfast?
showed you the behind the scenes footage that we had.
Yeah. Sometimes a fucking video is that good, the song actually, you actually don't pay attention to the song, you
Yeah,
know, and that's and
Yeah.
that for me, like when I first saw it when you released the video, I was just going, holy shit, look at this. This is crazy. Like, I mean, so visceral, uh, dark, you know, there's torture team in it, and and then it came to the end, and I went, oh, I'm just gonna watch it again, you know. And they came to the second end again, and I went, actually, fucking, the song is completely missed on me. It was only when I had it on the 5 tracks in a row, the song then comes into a four, and just going, fucking hell, it's a fantastic song. But isn't that strange? Do you know what I'm saying? That sometimes the video is that
yeah,
bad,
absolutely.
you miss it initially, the heaviness and everything else
Well,
is going on
you're
in it.
still getting the visual effect, even from like the song, the video, but the lyrics are still in there. And
Exactly.
especially the scene whenever Aiden's kind of steaming and he's looking in the camera as screaming
Oh,
the
that's
lyrics.
unreal.
And
Yes.
I was like, when I was behind the camera, being like, fucking class. This looks amazing. Even just being there, and then honestly with all the video effects and bits and pieces on there, it was but not much. It was just a bit more kind of atmosphere. But yeah, it was a
How
fun
much
shoot.
time and planning went into it?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I
Did you
had the idea
storyboard it, like, or
a
just
little
talk about
bit.
it?
Talked about it. So do you remember the song from Red Enemy, "Changing the End"?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So Lefty is running about in a forest and there's no performance and that kind of thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, let's do something like that. That's not
Mm.
like every most bands do a performance video. Let's do something that's not.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can we do? What venues can we get? And then I was like looking around my workplace and I was like, we can definitely do something here. It's kind of sinister if you like if the lights are off and all that kind of thing. And I was like, this could definitely work. And then there's axes and stuff around and
Yeah.
um, uh, battery starter cables and things. So I was like, let's do it here.
Yeah.
So that was the kind of like, right, we're gonna do that, and then just kind of workshopping a little bit on the day, a little bit as well of what we're gonna torture him, how we're gonna torture him, what
Yeah.
objects we're gonna use and bits and pieces, and bought like blood and stuff like that. So and because the song is kind of it's about kind of religious zealotism and that kind of
Mm.
thing. The lyrics stem from myself and my old guitarist from Death of a Salesman. We're sitting at City Hall in Belfast, and nice sunny day. I think we're waiting for Aidan to come hang out with us and just chilling there. And there's a bunch of concern volunteers around with clipboards. So we're just minding our own business. This young lady comes up to us and was like, "Hey guys, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?" And we're like, thought it was one of the concerned volunteers. We're like, sure, pass the time. And then she's like, "Do you believe in God?" Like, we're just gonna cut you off there. Like, we're the wrong people. Well, no matter what you're gonna say, it's not gonna sway us either way.
Yeah.
So respectfully, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And then she went full fire and brimstone on me.
Wow.
So I was just like, my back was then immediately up, and I was, yeah, we had a bit of a heated conversation. And then she said, I'm gonna pray for your burning souls or something like that. And I was like, don't fucking pray for me. Um, so yeah, I don't need to
Yeah.
say it. And that's the kind of the main lyric of the song. So I wanted that to kind of be a part of it. So the two figures in the video are religious zealots capturing Aiden, trying to convert him into whatever they want him to do. And he's
Yeah,
been like, no, I'm not doing that.
brilliant. Aidan, a long night for you shooting.
It wasn't too long, but it was towards the
Couple
end. It was
hours.
very cold and wet.
Yeah.
You could
Covered
say
in
the steam
watery
came out
petrol.
really well, but yeah, it was pretty cold and wet, and yeah, I had cuts all up my arms and all sorts of things. But it was I was actually very skeptical about the idea because a lot of it was just on my performance on the video, and I was like, oh, if I make this look cringy, I'm gonna fucking regret it forever. But no,
Nailed
I was delighted with the way it came out. Like I was just like, yeah, okay, that's. I think once I got into it, I've been thrown about a few times. It's like, right, let's fuck it, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Again, Kyle.
Yeah.
yeah, Kyle and
Kyle and
Jack. Yeah.
Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was no part during the filming. Like, how many were all the lads? Like, how many was at the shoot itself?
So just me, Aidan, Ollie is the other figure who's a friend of mine, and then Jack and Kyle. So just the five of us.
Fucking hell. I just thought it'd be hilarious if somebody randomly walked in or saw
No,
something they shouldn't have.
yeah, it's kind of that my yard's out of the way, so it's
Okay.
yeah. There's some neighbors, but they're like we weren't playing any drums or anything. They were just kind of like a speaker, so it was yeah, it was fine.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
I'm sure the
given,
CCTV footage was interesting. If your boss decided to watch it back.
He didn't. I was like, "Did you watch the footage?" From he's like, "Oh, I didn't even." And I was like, "Right, okay." I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah.
oh, fucking hell. That's brilliant. Okay, look, let's move on to the artwork, and deciding on something that sums up the 5 tracks. Where did you go with that?
So we were looking kind of for something that was that encapsulated the kind of the title of the EP, and the kind of the destruction of society or whatever else, that kind of thing. And we were kind of making stuff by ourselves. And none of us are great artists, so we're like, we need to kind of outsource this. So
Yeah.
I think Aidan, you found this the guy, didn't you?
Yeah, God Wicked Studio.
Yeah.
Came across their stuff and then went through their gallery of all their art available, and I'd sort of picked out all the ones that were sort of what I thought were relevant to the
Yeah.
EP, and that was one of them. And yeah, it was just sort of like the more you sat and looked at it with, looking at the words to Detritus Of Ruin, it was just like, yeah, these two actually work so well together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very good. And what other was it Rune had different artwork as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk to us. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool also.
Yeah, we designed that ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
bad.
yeah.
Hmm.
Photoshop and other bits and pieces like that. And yeah, uh,
He
it,
nearly,
it
he
was
nearly said AI.
yeah. Um, it's definitely used, I think. But it was like our drummer Park or Andy was giving us ideas, and the thing he was creating just was like that actually works. He made it, so we then Photoshop bits and pieces on top of that to
Yeah,
kind of so it wasn't solely from AI, but
yeah,
that was what
Yeah.
we used. It was again we were like, oh shit, we need artwork. Right, fuck.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it
It's the last
actually,
minute scramble, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was
that's what it's
cool.
from.
Cool. It served the purpose. Served the purpose.
Indeed.
Um, Now, I haven't seen you since you played Bloodstock and winning Metal to the Masses in 2024. Like, I mean, I know we're drifting back probably 2 years almost, but um, I definitely want to talk to you about how invaluable winning Metal to the Masses and competing Metal to the Masses was for you.
Yeah, it didn't take away.
it was great. We'd been in the competition before.
That's right, yeah.
That was my third time across 3 different bands. I just sort of it's like, what's the worst that happened is you don't get through, and what's the best that happened is you get a chance to play Bloodstock. So
Yeah.
it's like everybody should just give it a punt. But yeah, like it was a great process just playing all the shows, and then the final being sold out in Voodoo.
Yeah,
It's just
sorry
an
to jump in.
unbelievable show.
Regardless if you don't win, the shows are always amazing.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is great. The buzz is amazing in the shows. People are rocking out. People are having fun. Mosh pits, all that type of thing. So you don't always get that with local shows, but nearly every single time has been like an incredible show. All those shows leading up to the final were all great too. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and last year was the same. You know, the final was sold out, which is just unbelievable to see. You
Yeah.
know, a purely packed out room. And then I'm sure this year will be the same. And then actually getting to play the festival is just, you know,
Icing on the
to
cake.
me it was great just being there. You know, everything's running on time, everything's pro. You show up, hand your gear over, they set it up, blah blah blah. You walk on stage, but just seeing your music get across to a proper crowd like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you start the set, people are watching, and then by the end of it, you know, heads are going, people are cheering, and that's just a moment that just, you know, you can't buy that.
Yeah.
Um, and we got quite unlucky because
That's
Hatebreed were finishing their
yeah.
set as we
What to
started.
say.
So halfway through our set, Hatebreed
Uh,
finished. So we
It
we
wasn't
played
halfway through, but it
quite an
was
yeah.
yeah, it was so we the band on before us were like a kind of prog rock band of some description, but the guitarist was playing his guitar with a violin bow,
okay.
um, and they completely decimated the tent. So we were like, the band on before them had people, it was incredible. We were like, oh, this is gonna be class, and then the entire tent emptied essentially. So we were like, fuck.
Yeah.
And Hatebreed are coming on the main stage. Fuck. Okay. So let's just go out and play and do what we do anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it was through the start of, or the kind of halfway through the second song, people must have been like, I hear riffs. And
Yeah. Yeah.
came into the tent, and then like
Yeah.
Aidan said, the tent then was then nearly full by the end of our set,
That's
which
unreal.
was class, such an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like a pinch me moment for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think, as a band, playing a festival of that scale, it kind of changes how you see the band's potential going forward.
Mhm.
That you can do it. You can bring in these strangers and
Definitely.
fill a
Yeah.
tent. It must have been a fantastic buzz for you afterwards, like the afterglow.
Oh
We
yeah.
were on cloud nine for the entirety of the rest of the festival.
Of course,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and yeah, and the whole like Aidan said, the whole production side of stuff was really eye-opening to kind of see that kind of level of professionalism. And it was like, this is class. Let's try and do this more. So that's why we're
Yes.
doing the vacuum thing. And give that a punt as well. See how we
Mm.
get on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard the shows are really busy
Yeah.
in Dublin. So worst case, you
Yeah.
get to play busy show in Dublin. Best case, yeah, you get a chance to play
Yeah.
Wacken. So yeah, it's
100%. Yeah.
worth it.
So, looking back at all the shows you've played now, like what has been the most chaotic and memorable show you've played so far?
Hmm.
It'd be
Probably.
split between the final of Metal of the Masses, I think was possibly still our best set of how well we played, and just the crowd being involved. I just think it still is like, even though it's some older songs, it's still just like we were on our game at that night really well.
Yeah.
And then obviously Bloodstock, just for the magnitude of it, was just, you know, those two are just they're up there with yeah, one A, one B in any
Yeah.
particular order. Well, Bloodstock one A obviously, but yeah, they would be
For
my
me,
choice.
it would be probably Bloodstock, just like Aidan said, for the kind of gravitas of it. And then I thought that the what you call it show, the final was absolutely amazing for sure. But I think I preferred one of the more recent ones there, because we didn't have a lot of the newer songs
Mm.
um
It's true.
playing at that stage. So I think the one we did in Voodoo, that Jack did the kind of footage for.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was our headline show.
the
Yeah,
headline
actually
show.
that was a really good one. Yeah.
People
Who
were going,
supported you that night? I saw it advertised.
Elder Druid that,
Was
that
it?
night, wasn't it?
Wasn't
Elder Druid,
Ketos,
yeah.
no?
No, that was
It was
a previous gig.
Levain, Elder Druid,
Oh, fucking
And
Levain.
Adrianachrome.
and Johnny Crumb. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, big shout out to Levain as well. Man,
yeah,
did they bring it.
great boys.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're working on a new track. It's about to come out as well. March is a busy month for
It is a
Irish
busy
bands.
month. I have it. I have the EP. It's fucking savage. So it is as well. Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing it.
So like we've gone through the 5 tracks there. So if you had to rewrite one track from the EP in a completely different genre, which track becomes what?
That is a really difficult question.
Uh,
5 tracks.
So rewrite it in a completely different genre.
Yeah.
Don't
I
pray for me
think-
in country. And like,
Yes, that's quite good. That's fucking quite good. Okay. You have to come up with something,
Like,
Nathan. That's fucking excellent.
Fractured in like a trap grime rap vibe, I think could be a pretty good crossover.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's actually, and it would work. I think it would, yeah.
with the wee choppy
Yeah.
drum start.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So let's sum up the new EP in one sentence then before we close. What would it be?
Take it away, Aidan.
Balls to the wall riffs. Yeah. Dark as fuck.
Yeah, I
I
would
think, which
say.
wasn't something that we intentionally set out to do. It would have been my preference, but I think we just managed to get there organically, and yeah, I'm really delighted with it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when things get difficult, like lineup changes, recording pressure, the grind of being an underground band. So what keeps Nihilanth going then?
I think for me personally, it's like I said before, the 5 of us getting into a room every week or whenever we can to
Yeah.
play riffs together. When me and Aidan kind of first started, it wasn't even called Nihilanth at the time. We were just playing covers just after COVID, and then it evolved into playing uh, original content. So then we're like, then it's just kind of snowballed from there. And there's nothing I love more than getting into the room with the guys and playing riffs. So like that kind of keeps us going. And then just playing on stage and playing and getting people watching people rock out and stuff and having fun is
Yeah.
one of those feelings that
Yeah.
you can't get anywhere else. So
Yeah.
it kind of spurs me on at least.
Yeah, 100%. So the EP drops on March the 20th. There'll be a video out for it, which is Fangs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And you're coming down to Cork on the 3rd of April. 18th of April, is that Metal to the Masses, is it? Or what is
No,
it?
that's
Is that okay?
battle metal for Vakin
Oh, right, okay. From
Fibbers, Dublin.
Fibbers, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, excellent
We haven't
stuff.
played there. We haven't played Cork or Dublin yet as Nihilanth, so we're
That's
super
crazy. Yeah, brilliant stuff. And what an EP to bring along to play, lads. So are you going to play it from start to finish? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start pretty much
Not in that order.
Not in
Well,
that order.
obviously, yeah. But
Yeah.
the 5 tracks will be.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
It depends on our timings. So we've been trying to plan out our kind of new system of in-ears and bits and pieces. And then if we have a 30-minute set, it's kind of tight with everything. Plus some of the older songs and so if we play Welcome Doom and Last Hearth as well, which are kind of it's pretty much one long song, those 2 songs together. And they kind of get the crowd going a bit more than I think Fractured is up in the air whether it's going to be in the set or not.
Yeah.
So that's the only one. Everything else is going to be played.
Wow,
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
So listen, lads, thanks
Definitely
a million for
Cork.
coming on
That's
the
a
show.
45-minute
Sorry,
set,
Aidan.
actually.
What's that?
Cork gig, it's a 45-minute set, so it will be the full EP with older songs.
Ah, sweet.
Dublin, we might have to cut one out, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's brilliant stuff altogether. Congratulations on an amazing EP, lads. Did me
Thank you.
proud. Like it just so it hits
Thank
it hits on so many levels. I can't believe he actually went harder and heavier and more aggressive. It fucking
Do try.
suits it suits the skin. It suits the skin that you're living in in the moment. A big shout out to Lee, Andy, and Jim, who couldn't be here tonight. And best of luck with the launch and everything, lads. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
Yeah,
Appreciate
cheers.
the time.
Cheers, lads. And crucially, support your local metal scene.
Okay.